Hey, so we're here with my long-term. I've been a long-term fan and sort of learned a lot from the man. But I'm here with my friend Autumn Elegy and wanted to give him a chance to sort of introduce yourself and a little bit about what you're about.
Yeah. So thanks for having me on. I'm on a Melody. I've been playing RuneScape for a couple decades at this point, and most people probably know me from old school, where I started making videos over a decade ago and played that game pretty heavily for a few years, and then stepped back for a while, and then came back playing a free-to-play Ultimate Iron Man, and that's the account that I have the most hours on now. And I also, as you can see, play 2004 Scape ever since it came out about a year and a half ago, and that's kind of become my primary project now. But I still keep up with all my accounts and play them to some degree.
Did you play the other game? Like, did you come from RS3, RS2, or
Oh
was
yeah,
old school?
yeah. I maxed actually not very long before Old School came out,
Oh wow.
like end of 2012. I maxed for the first time.
So what drew you to skilling? Were you always a skiller, or were you kind of like I was like a PVM or PKer type of guy back then? Were you always sort of a skiller?
Yeah, I was pretty much always a skiller. It just always grabbed my attention the most. Something about leveling up and then like seeing other players who are really high level and aspiring to be like them basically. My brother and I both played back like in the 2000s when we started playing, and he was much more of a PvP type of player, and I tried it like a little bit, and I made some like newbie free to play PvP accounts, but it never really hit the same as skilling for me.
When like when you started out on old school, was there anybody that sort of motivated you to make videos or like motivated you to grind harder or and like initially?
Yeah, I'm trying to like I've always watched a lot of RuneScape YouTube since like pretty early days of YouTube. Um, so I'm trying to think who I was watching in 2013.
Remember Etsk?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I sort of had like a divide between early OSRS where I was still kind of like a noob, and then I came and I didn't even play the game for all of 2013. I went back to RS3 for a little while. And then I came back more focused in 2014 and I started guesting at Hexes. And that's when I first really thought about like actual efficient skilling. Prior to that, I kind of just like did whatever seemed easy and I was always like really poor and stuff and was like not very good at figuring out the most efficient ways to do things. But the mindset and everything that I learned from just guesting in the CC and Hexes really changed my approach to skilling.
So you've been a Hexus member for how many years now?
Uh, yeah, probably like 12. I think I don't remember when I was like formally a member. Probably sometime in 2014 or maybe 2015.
Did you get a Randy invite or was it an application process?
I have no memory actually of
I got
what
a
I
Randy.
did to join.
Those were good days.
Yeah.
So coming from those times, I'm gonna bring up a couple names, and if you remember at the time, they were like you were talking about video makers at the time. Remember Lelador?
Oh yeah, that guy is a beast. I watched him
That
before he became an Iron Man. He was kind of like a Etsk Light, basically, like same type of account, but not as much XP.
yeah, I remember watching his old videos. Your videos are when I started skilling, I didn't. There was this void of things to watch. And are they still all up on your YouTube channel? Your old main game progress videos?
Yeah, pretty much all of them are. I haven't hidden very many because I haven't bothered to rewatch them, honestly.
They were to me at the time. It was like kind of like a point of reference. Like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do next. That's what I'm gonna do. Was it like I know skilling's been a part of your cipher for forever, but was was efficiency always on the table or
No, I feel like I didn't really think that much about efficiency until I joined Hexus. The whole concept of EHP and all that kind of stuff was new to me then. Like I didn't really, I know like kind of the first wave of efficiency was like Zarfot, but I didn't really follow him that closely at the time that he was playing.
That was towards the tail end there. Did you have any friends that you've had back then that you kind of ever kept touch with all these years, or sort of did you lose? You have any like your old RuneScape buddies? Anyone left?
Yeah, there's a few people who I still stay in touch with from time to time that I met like pre OSRS. I was definitely a
It
more
felt like
social
a real
player when I
friendship.
was like a teenager, because it like was kind of a social outlet for me more back then than it is now.
Did you like to go to house parties?
Not so much. I've been to a few, but
Oh,
definitely
you
not in high
guys used
school.
to grind. You guys used to gain. Yeah, me and the buddies used to rock up house parties, and it was a different world then, though, man. The game was. Uh,
Oh,
I
you
enjoyed
meant
it.
in-game house parties? I thought you meant IRL house parties.
No, no, of course not. No, RuneScapers, we don't party. No, like house party, RuneScape type stuff. Any funny stories? Any cool in-game stories from back then?
Ah, that's a good question. Um,
I have one that I have in my head forever, so maybe you have a core memory from back then.
I feel like even before I was really thinking about efficiency, I still was like wanting to be just skilling and gaining XP most of the time. I just maybe wasn't doing it in the smartest way for like the long-term gameplay. So I don't really remember doing a lot of like just like goofing around in game. Like I usually was just skilling even back then, I think. But yeah, I don't really remember that clearly, honestly.
You did an XPW, as many would call it back then.
Yeah.
Let's bring it up more current here. What is your current goals with O4scape? What's the plan with your account on there for those that don't know much about your videos that you've been putting out on your channel?
Yeah, sure. So I did 200 mil thieving last year on here, which was well, prior to that I'd done a few 99s, but that was like the biggest skilling grind I've done so far on here. And now I'm just grinding total XP. So um I'm rank 1 fletching now. I got that a few days ago. So I'm
Oh, congrats!
kind of hoping to keep that, but I feel like probably I won't if anyone actually really wants to go hard for it. Just nobody is really going super hard on fletching yet. But I'm mostly just going for total XP right now. So I'm doing fletching, cooking, and fire making most of my time, and then fishing at Shiloh when I'm AFK or sometimes lobsters.
The trifecta.
Yeah.
Slayer's coming out, right?
Yes,
Something
Slayer is 2 updates away on this game. So that'll be a pretty huge update. Definitely like the biggest update of the server so far.
you like Slayer in general. Has it ever been a skill you've enjoyed personally?
I never really liked Slayer that much. So, but it's going to be a really, really different game, a different skill on O4 than it is on OSRS. I mean, it's already like really different on OSRS now than it was when like on O7 RuneScape. Um,
Cannonballs will become a market, right?
oh yeah, I mean, cannonballs are, I haven't checked recently, but they've been over 500 each. I think maybe they're like 400 something each now. Like they're pretty expensive.
You gotta get ahead of the curve and make a little alt to or play a. Oh shit, you can't do that on there, right? It's
No, yeah.
cool. I like that. What's your thoughts on alts in general? Just lay it out. Be as honest as possible.
I've always hated alts, and my opinion has never changed at all. It was one of the things that burnt me out of OSRS is when alts became the expectation to be a competitive player. To me, it detracts from what the game was sort of supposed to be about. Like I like that there are trade-offs between money and time and XP. I know that like I can understand why some people like them. Like it makes your gameplay more complicated. Like you can put in a higher level of effort and
Right.
save time.
Right.
But to me, I think that that is generally a good thing, but not always a good thing. And to me, I guess the experience of how you interact with other players in the game, how skills interact with each other, how money making and skilling interact, I feel like it kind of breaks all of that, and the loss isn't worth the gain for me. Um, so that's why. Well, that's one of the reasons I really like O4 is that alting is not allowed, and I think that having played it for like 4,000 hours now, it's kind of reinforced my opinion for myself at least. Like I don't judge other people for liking Altscape. It's just not for me. It's not how I like playing the game.
I hate them. No. Um, what would you say is your favorite skill?
That's a good question.
Like if
Uh,
if you got told like, all right, you got to do this, and you kind of have to do it over and over. What's a skill that you just find and something a method, a skill that you find enjoyable the most?
Definitely would be between mining, agility, and rune crafting. Those three have always been my favorites, at least always since some point in OSRS. I think like in RS2, I was
You're
one
rank
of those
two
people that was
mining, right?
like,
Your main's rank two mining, right?
no, it's rank 3.
Rank three mining,
Yeah,
top three.
AJ beat
Any
me.
stories from those days? Any like stay ups, big stay ups, stuff like that? Like was there a regime?
I was pretty, I think I was overall pretty consistent, but like I think the last week of the skill I went a bit harder. I think the most hours of mining I did in a week was maybe like 130-ish. I don't think I got that much HP. Um, yeah, I've never been like a really intense record setter type of player. I think
Consistent.
yeah, definitely more about like longer term consistency. I think I might have had the mining month at one point, but I actually don't remember. It's been beaten a gazillion times over.
What's your thoughts on these young guns and they're putting in 150, they're just pushing the envelope. Did you ever think it like on a competitive level, did you ever think we'd see things the way they are now, like compared to when things started out, like when a 140 was seen as impossible?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, props to them. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I've never even attempted such a thing, so I don't really even have an idea of what it's like. But I,
I like too much.
yeah, I guess yeah. For me, it doesn't appeal because I don't have any desire to like sacrifice my health and blow up my schedule and routine and everything to such a degree. And I have a job and stuff like and a girlfriend and everything. Like I can't just ignore everything for a week or whatever,
Have
nor
you
would I really
found a
want
good
to.
work-life balance? Like, have you found that the game fits into your lifestyle and you found a good sort of mix?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I would say in the past year or so, I've been a bit more lax about the game. Like, haven't been pressuring myself as much to try to always be gaining, like on the phone or whatever else. Sort of, I guess it's sort of related to what I'm doing in game also, because like free to play UIM rune crafting, you just not really worth trying to do on the phone, I don't think. Whereas use before that were a lot easier to do on the phone. Um,
What is the method you need to do for RC? What's the most efficient method for you?
it's rune crafting body runes with a skill scepter teleport and the chronicle teleport. Um, the most efficient way would be using Addy Pick for two ticking and maybe doing a run restore at Ferox. But I just use rune pick and walk the whole way with like the auto run enabled. Um, so it's pretty AFK. It's like I don't know, a lap is like a minute and a half and it's probably like 10 clicks or something. So it's not like turbo AFK, but it's like very, very easy to do on the side, but not really so doable on the phone because you need to have really long draw distance and zoom out a lot to be able to not click very much.
Are you more of a? Have you always sort of been more of like a mobile user, or like I know some people use Chrome remote desktop. I used to personally. What do you think about stuff like that? You think it's cool? Like on a moral level, are you cool with stuff that like remoting the computer? Like, do you see that as something that's like a problem or a good thing?
That's a good question. I mean, I've done it a lot, that's for sure. It depends on the method.
Yeah, I
Like,
wasn't sure if you were ever like an NMZer or ever like a phone zoner. We call it like a phone scaper if you want to call it that. I wasn't sure if you're more were you usually more mobile than remote?
Like for flesh crawlers, it was definitely Chrome Remote because you need a lot of RuneLite plugins to make crawlers really easy. Whereas like for use, better to use mobile client. So it kind of depends on the method. I did NMZ to 200 mil attack and strength on my main last year, and in like the earlier days of OSRS, I did a little bit of NMZ, but I never used my phone back then. I don't think. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I think it was just like computer laptop back then. Playing on the phone didn't really become a thing that people did much until I don't know, like the later 2010s, I think.
think I think mobile in old school was like the best for personally. I think it was one of the best things that could come to this game. What's something that was like a landmark, like when it dropped, something that was prolific for you, especially?
Uh, you mean like game updates
It's
or?
like an update on your like just an update that you were like, oh, this is cool, like this is different, and like just like what were some of your favorite things that did come to the game? Because a lot of people know, like, oh, the guy who bitches about the updates.
Yeah.
Now, were there any things that you saw that were a good thing, or was it all sort of just too much too fast?
Yeah, uh, good question. I definitely think there have been some good updates. The things that immediately come to mind for me are like really small things, like when they removed random camera movement, because that used to drive me crazy, especially with like zoomed in gameplay where you really notice it more. I mean, resizable is pretty nice. I've used resizable for probably most of my OSRS hours. Um, yeah, in terms of like,
There's so much QOL stuff. It's almost like it's not even an update. It's sort of just like, here you go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
yeah,
another thing about Forescape. You gotta admit, what if you had to pick like your favorite skill on there, like that you do? So, like, what would you say is your favorite skill so far on there?
um, I think mining for sure. I really like mining on here.
Mining.
What's really cool about mining, there's a couple things. One of them is that there's no arrive delay on rocks, so clicking to another rock that you're one tick of movement away from is a 4 tick total cycle instead of a 5 tick the way it is on OSRS, which is just nice. Like I feel like that makes more sense. It's changed sometime later when arrive delay gets added. And the other thing is that mining is actually like a good moneymaker on here. It's not just you're not
Right,
like trolling if
right.
you're not dropping ores. Like it's actually worth considering banking like iron or whatever. Which I just think is cool. Like it's cool for skills to actually be
There's
useful
a
and
market.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That'll probably change when the Abyss comes out because um, the Abyss will just be a huge buff to skilling GP per hour that you can earn from an efficient
Oh,
method.
hatred.
Yeah, because like right now you can craft like 1K essence per hour with natures, and then with Abyss it's like upwards of 3K.
My dumb ass thought double nats was already a thing. I didn't know when did the Abyss come out then? It was 05?
Yeah, oh 05. Well, so double nats are a thing at 91 RC. It's just that you can like without the Abyss, it's
I'm
way
not
slower
familiar with
to
the process
craft
that
them.
like what's the process to make natures without the Abyss? I'm curious.
The best way is to dual ring telly to Al Kharid, run to the glider, take the glider to Karamja, then run from the glider over across the river, across the log bounds, over to the altar, and then glory teleport to Edgeville to bank, and then repeat.
Any sort of advice to somebody that wants to play Lost City? Like starting out, like what would you say would be a good sort of start path?
I mean, it's probably what you're familiar with, like a lot of the OG quests that give a lot of combat XP around here, like Waterfall and the Gnome quest and Fight Arena and stuff. And one of the side effects that there not being bots or alts on this game is that it's actually really easy to make money now, early game. If you just pick
Oh,
flax
for
for like an
100.
hour or two, then you're going to be set for all of your like low level questing and training and stuff for a good amount of time. So yeah, it's honestly pretty chill to start. Just be aware that randoms will kill you, so don't go AFK with stuff that you don't want to lose. Um, and death mechanics are different. As soon as you die, your stuff shows up for everybody. And it's gone within, I think, 3 minutes.
Oh, are you serious? It's just
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah, just like it was back then. And also, if you want to do arty knights, the only way to left click pickpocket them is to be lower combat level than them, and they're level 46. So you might want to think
Oh,
about that
you
before
got to do
training.
thieving early if you want it done good.
Yeah. Or just wait until O5 because we get blackjacking, which is faster anyways.
Expecting a lot of people to keep up with that type of like the people. Do you have any like your friends on there, people you know? Does it seem to be like a pretty efficient gang? And is there sort of like a mix of like, are there real noobs on there? Like guys that had played back then that you could tell they're new, but like kind of know what they're doing? Is there like is it all efficiency or do you see some inefficiency? Like, is there a good mix?
Yeah, totally. I mean, just like any RuneScape game, the majority of the players are not like efficiency nerds. They're not like focusing on EHP and trying to be like super macro efficient and whatever. They're just like doing whatever seems chill and whatever gets them to the goal that they want with the least amount of discomfort or whatever. So, and we rely on those people. Like I haven't
Yeah,
made a single
exactly.
bowstring for all of my fletching XP. All of the flax has been picked by others, all the bowstrings have been spun by others. Like, and those things are not like really bad to do. There's not like quite one to one, but they're still like pretty good options for mid-level players.
At this point with your free to play UIM, is RC sort of what you're gonna do? You have like a just it's what you're doing because you enjoy it, or is there like do you have a number in mind, or
Yeah, I have 47,460 bone fragments in my inventory, and I want those to be zero because that inventory space
those are
is,
for teleportation for those who don't, or
yeah, yeah, yeah. Each one is one teleport to Barbarian Village, so one lap of runecrafting. So it's about like 9 mil XP I have left, I think, and I get like 5 or 6k XP an hour.
got a question submitted. You know, they know you currently play your UIM and your O4scape. They wonder, do you think you'll ever try to finish 4.8? This was sent in by Chow Lol.
Yeah, so I do actually play my main account, and I've been logging into it most days for the last few years, just being really inefficient and doing as much AFK as I can. But I am progressing the account very slowly, and I have no idea if I'll actually get 200 below all, but I'll just basically keep logging in and doing whatever the easiest skill I can do and see how far I get.
Just enjoying the gameplay. Hey, this is a question out there from Mystic Pizza. What would your 3-year plan be if you became a Jagex lead? What kind of direction or like what would that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because the things that I want for the game are usually not conducive to maximizing profits and
Lay it out
maximizing player
there,
count or
Autumn
whatever.
would be what he would like to see.
I mean, honestly, I don't think that I would change the direction of OSRS at this point because I think that OSRS has defined its um what's the word? It's defined what it is. What it is now is not what it was when it released. But I think it's been kind of the same game for almost, I would say maybe like 6 to 8 years. It's really been a pretty consistent game from my perspective. So I think that the people who play and enjoy it now are mostly getting what they want out of the game. So I don't know if I would try to really dramatically revert OSRS or something like that. I think the ship is gone and may as well keep those players happy. And most of the players who were pushed out by how dramatically the game changed in the like mid to late 2010s are already gone and probably not coming back. So I would probably I would probably adopt 2004 Scape and make it an official project and offer that with the same exact vision to the players who want a really old school version of the game. Maybe I
I'd
would
play it.
rename OSRS because I don't think that old school is an accurate description of the game anymore, but I would definitely want to continue offering it in its current form and updating it the way it is being updated. Um, but yeah, I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
good that you have that mentality of like people should be able to enjoy what they enjoy, and like the movement is already in motion. There's no stopping the motion. So another question sent in from Imp Catcher. What is something like a valuable lesson that RuneScape has like kind of taught you in life, like something that maybe a discipline. What was it for you? Anything?
I would say long-term consistency and like breaking down large goals into manageable chunks, like just chipping away at long-term goals each day and then seeing the results. That's something that is very applicable to other aspects of life. Um,
I'm gonna bring that into another question. We have a question that was asked. Um, what is the best way to get yourself in shape and fit, and how did you start that process? Like when and why?
yeah, I started in 2017. It was not long after a breakup, and I had I was very, very skinny at the time, never really did any sports or exercise very much. I was into like skateboarding a bit as a kid, but that was pretty much it.
Oh, were you really? I love skateboarding.
Yeah, I always loved it. I wasn't like really good at it. Like I didn't learn a
Same.
lot.
Hanging out. I just liked hanging out with people that were.
Yeah, yeah. I always found it fun. I was into like I had a little BMX type of bike. I had a skateboard. I had some rollerblades. I liked anything that was like wheels on a street, basically.
This is let me see. We're going through some questions here. My apologies. We have quite a few. I want to ask as many of them as I can.
Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
really answer that
what is your
question fully though. If you
priority?
want me to go back to it,
What's that, buddy?
I didn't really answer that question fully. If you want me to go back to it about like advice on getting into the gym.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I got a bit sidetracked, but basically for me, it took a lot of discomfort in my personal life to finally kick my ass enough to get started with it. But it was like, I was very glad that I did once I started with it. And I just did the research on the internet to find accurate information and found a good program, learned about how much food you need to eat and how to figure that out, getting enough protein, all that stuff, and just followed through on it and turned it into a routine. But yeah, it's always the hardest in the beginning to start something new like that. But it gets easier as you turn it into a routine and you learn.
What would you say for somebody? What would be like a good first step? A diet? Like, what do you think the first step for somebody if if you were a trainer for them and you had to get them on the go, what would sort of be your advice?
Well, it depends on their goals. A diet is
Because
important
mental
either
health, I
way.
want to say that mental health is very important, and in a world we live in today, we need to keep that way. And I'm not sure if you agree or not, but I think that physical activity and taking care of yourself is a huge mental factor.
Yeah, absolutely. I going to the gym is a huge positive for my mental. It's the annoying part is that it's like oftentimes you don't want to go to the gym and you have to force yourself, but then you feel even worse if you don't go. So it's like you have to get yourself over that mental hurdle all the time. Even having gone to the gym a lot of times at this point, it's still kind of the same. I don't know if that really changes, but I don't know. I think practicing that and consistently pushing yourself a bit on something and having that practice can be useful for other parts of your life too. And it will make you feel better if you just do it.
Better health, better gains. I always said.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Which account would you say is main priority?
Right now I'm putting the most attention into O4scape. And then free to play UAM. I've been doing the same thing on the free to play UAM for a long time, but it's really a side project type of method because the APM is so low. And I could put in more effort and get like 10 or 20% more XP per hour, but it just doesn't really feel worth it. Just want to get through the frags, and playing another game that is this fun is a really good way to pass the time and make it go faster. But yeah, it may change once I'm done with the rune crafting. We'll see.
This is a cool question. What kind of weather do you like? Do you like playing on a hot sunny day or do you like rainy day gaming?
I love a rainy day. My office is on like the roof is right above my office, so when it's raining hard, I get the rain sound in the roof, which I really like.
I love to sleep to that sound.
Yeah, it's so nice. I don't really like the sun. I guess it's nice
Yeah,
sometimes, but
same.
like when it's really hot and then also sunny, it's like very uncomfortable and overstimulating.
That was a question from Cruisescape from O4scape. One second, folks. I have a spider crawling on me.
Hopefully it doesn't
Just
bite.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. Uh, okay. Sorry about that. All right. I have a question from Slayer Music 1 here.
The
Since
goat.
you still log in daily to reset your passive XP, what are your thoughts on the future of Brighter Shores?
Yeah. I still play Brighter Shores for like a minute a day. I played it actually actively for a few months when it came out, but yeah, it's they're still pushing out updates frequently to the game, and I think he Andrew has a whole team that he's paying to develop the game, but has very few concurrent players. I imagine they probably have a lot of players who are still paying for the game like I am and are just logging in for passives, but yeah, it's definitely not what I hope to see from the game. I hope that it would um, maintain its player base. But I think that there are probably still some people who would come back if and when they drop some exciting content. I think they've just been kind of. I think maybe this is what happens when you don't have to think about money and you're just like chilling, making the game that you want to make. He's not really
A real
like.
passion project.
Yeah, it's totally a passion project. I think that it's very lacking right now. Like I wouldn't really recommend people to play it yet, but I think that it could eventually be a very cool MMO. It's just still not really there, and it's been out for almost 2 years, I think.
Any other games you find yourself on?
I have my RuneScape 3 free-to-play Iron Man, um, which I also mostly just do dailies on, but right now I'm actually logged in because there's a seasonal event that's kind of OP for fishing XP.
Oh, explain that.
Yeah, so the game mode is actually pretty cool, but it's kind of broken by dailies and seasonal events because dailies, you get 3 skilling dailies that take like a minute or two and give you like 20k XP for each one. So that's kind of a lot for if you put it into the slow skills. So that totally changes the 200 mil all meta to just like daily skip your way all the way through 1 or 2 really slow skills. And then there's these seasonal events that happen, I think, like 4 times a year. There's Halloween, Christmas, Easter, and summer. And they'll stay in the game for a month and they just have like random different skilling methods that are usually really AFK and give like maybe 70 to 100k XP an hour and a few different skills depending on your choice. So those usually you just want to abuse those for like the month that they're out. Just get a lot of free XP.
You do the double XP weekends and stuff. Is that still a here's the thing for me. I remember the first double XP weekend, and it was legitimately that weekend. Like, are those still a thing, and how do they work nowadays?
I'm not sure. I think maybe they are for pay to play, but none of that is accessible to free to play, and it might
Oh,
not even be
cool.
accessible to Iron Man in general. But I really don't know. I actually know like nothing about RS3 pay to play.
Got you. Cool. Cool. Um, were you initially like with EOC? Was that initially something did you enjoy it at all, or was it like how it was for most of us, where it killed the game?
Yeah, I remember being hyped about it. Like, I don't think I was really a EOC hater before it came out. I thought it sounded really cool and was like a big new thing for RuneScape. And then I remember the day it came out and I logged in and I was just like trying to do a farm run and we had this action bar and everything was different. And I was like, this is fucked, man. Like, I can't even do my normal gameplay because the game is so fundamentally different than it was yesterday.
Here's one for you. Are you aware of the effect that your shirtless bulge pictures have on the gender slash homosexual community within the skilling community?
Great question. Yeah, I had no idea what I was
This
doing
is
back
just from
then.
Dumbfounded, by the way. Who else but the one and only Dumbfounded?
Yeah. Yeah, I think at the time I didn't really uh to me
You weren't thirst trapping?
I really was just naive. I think it wasn't really crossing my mind. Those are just pictures I took and I was wearing underwear so I could see my legs better to see the development of my leg muscles over time. And I should have just been wearing shorts and like pulled the shorts up or something instead, but yeah. I don't know what
So
else to
it
say
just
other than
kind
that
of
I
happened.
was
It wasn't
just
on purpose. It happened.
yeah, it was not intentional. I just those were the pictures I had and I hadn't really given it as much thought as I probably should have when I posted them.
Has You're in a relationship, as you said, has that ever been an issue for your play style? Has she ever like, is it easy for you to balance sort of relationship game, like for us guys out there that don't have girlfriends, how do you do it?
Yeah, I would say it's fine most of the time. It's there have been like some tension here and there where it's like my phone is always out, especially when I was like phone gaming, doing woodcutting or zone
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
100%.
Um, that would get on her nerves sometimes, so I had to take that into account and adjust my
But honey,
gameplay
I'm
a bit.
gaming.
Yeah, I think particularly when fire making before bonfires and I had to spend like a minute lighting the line of U logs every 5 minutes, that was like pretty troll for her. To for me to just be like MIA for a
Starting to
minute
think,
every five.
does he have a girlfriend on there or what?
Yeah, but
what's a what's a like a snack? What's a go-to snack for you? Because I know like a lot of people drink energy drinks and shit. They pound that shit. What's something you're into? Like, what's your guilty snack?
uh it's a good question. I don't I usually just eat
Healthy
three
or unhealthy? What do you like to snack on when you're trying to game?
I usually just eat 3 meals a day and don't snack that much, but um if I had to grab something,
What
definitely like savory. I've never really liked sweet, or I never really like crave sweet food very much. So like chips or crackers, or I sometimes get these sriracha peas. Those are really good.
would you like some sour trolley worms?
Yeah, actually, honestly, that is one of my weaknesses from candy
I
side
love
is
those.
gummy worms. I do think gummy worms are really good, but I can only eat like one or two of them, and then I'm like, I can't eat any more of this. I don't know why.
Like one or two packs, or like one or two?
Oh no, just one or two gummy worms, and then I'm
Oh
set.
God, dude, I used to eat my body weight in those things. It became a problem. It became a problem. Um, Coffee, energy drinks, supplements, thoughts. No, yeah,
Um, I've never been a coffee drinker. Um, Not really a tea drinker either, though recently I visited Vestfold while I was in Norway with my girlfriend and
no
he
shot.
yeah, it was really cool. I met him and his wife and they
Are you
gave
serious? He put me on. He's one of the people that put me on to the mentality. I didn't know that. That's all. I just spoke to him in game recently. I said thank you for everything. Like he took me aside once on a Skype call. Sorry guys, this is about meant to be about me, but I didn't know this. What's he like?
he's cool. He and his wife seem really good for each other. They seem pretty happy and yeah, he's pretty much what I
It
expected.
looks like he's been playing, right?
Yeah, he plays his main account a bit, and he has an alt that I think he
Can you?
plays some too.
I don't think people understand this, that that man was where he is now in 2015. Like he was so far ahead of the curve back then. Like
Yeah, he
that was
he was rank one overall for a long time, and then he was rank one EHP for a long time after that. Before, like, after he
did
got
you
passed
Rambling with
overall.
the Gods?
What?
Did you ever see Rambling with the Gods, the Sick Nerd and Vestfold recording on YouTube that they made?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Is that still out there?
It was him at, yeah, I believe so. It was him at Black Chins, and he was, or it was either Sick Nerd or him at Black Chins, and they were rank one and two at the time in EP.
That's epic. I want to try to find that and re-listen.
You definitely should listen to that if you haven't. It's called Rambling with the God, Vestfold, and Sick Nerd. He was Sick Nerd has always been a prolific player. Has there been a player that you could say that sort of ever inspired you or does inspire you? Or
Yeah,
like just somebody you have in mind?
I was always a huge fan of Acid Soul. Most people probably know. Yeah, his videos and his mining grind were a massive inspiration to me. Probably would not have done two interval mining if I didn't watch his videos.
What about the music?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, he's also been a massive influence on my music taste. Like, uh,
Trance Forever?
from him, mostly more like IDM and like experimental techno, that kind of stuff. Because he was
I
really,
like those mixes he has.
yeah, lost in the flow. They're so good.
The Acid Minimal,
Oh yeah,
Acid Odyssey.
his YouTube
Sorry, I'm
playlist.
a complete dork. I know every one of them, so it's
Yeah, I've listened to all of
check them
those.
out. Definitely check them out. Acid Soul OSRS. Check
Yeah,
out. Put yourself on a musical journey. You had it approved by two nerds here.
yeah, he's the goat.
Mm.
Hope he's doing all right.
Oh, I hope so too. It's kind of like players sort of come and go. Was there anybody that you thought was sort of going to go farther and then they kind of did? Like, was there any players out there that you saw burn out where you were kind of like, whoa? Or have you never really been to like into that scene, like watching the competitive scene?
I would say Razor Beast is one who I thought would be like a top five finisher
Oh, yeah, that's going way back.
because
Yes.
he was way up there for a number of years and was very consistent, but then he just dropped off.
He was a kid too. He was like 17 years old. He was like ranked two.
Yeah. Oh, also Duration Omar.
Duration. Remember Ardino?
Yeah, Ardino, yeah.
That was a big call. That was a big shell shock to the skilling EHP community at that time. It was like they had him stapled as rank two, and he kind of just bloop.
Yeah.
What's your thought on high level skilling clans in general today? Like, what do you if you had to recommend a clan or if you had to like
I don't know if I'm up to date on all of them, but Hexus is good. I've never had any problems being in Hexus. I think it's still a nice community. I think like the vibe is different, but that's just because everyone in the clan is like 30 now, and they used to be like teenagers or young 20 somethings
we're
back in
all
the
getting
heyday.
old?
Yeah, for sure.
If you had to this is another question that was submitted by hold on, I just had it here and it moved out from under me. Da, 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 da. What's your Mount Rushmore of skilling top five?
Top five. So just like my five favorite skillers.
Five people if you had to say from like one to five.
Um, it'd have to be Acid Soul up there, Gingbino, Trickwool. Um,
The goats, the origination.
yeah, I love those guys. I still talk to Trickwool sometimes. He's a really nice guy. And Gingbino just had a lot of really like giga brain takes about the game that really like changed my perspective.
Ginge's calcs and everything that he did then changed the face. Like they're the same sort of algorithms and things that are used now.
Yeah, his Slayer spreadsheet was like it's like a development of new technology, scientific advancement.
Yeah, that was a question from Nova Liff with two F's on Twitter. That one there. Um,
Trying to think who my other two
excuse
would be.
me.
There's
Grabbing a drink of water quickly.
maybe AJ, just because he's always cemented in my account's history, the mining race.
Oh, Fourscape. Who's your favorite couple players on there?
Hmm.
Like who do you see as somebody that you could see could be is taking it seriously and that you have like a respect for on there?
Definitely 3249. He's rank 1 total XP right now by a very large margin. Very consistent player, has been going hard, ton of XP, kind of an enigma. I think probably is a player that people would know of just playing incognito. So it'll be interesting to see if we ever learn their true identity or if it actually is like a new player or a less known player.
What is their name?
3249 is their username.
Oh, the one that said the one that he's the one that's mysterious.
Yeah.
I love that about how with every game mode, if you look back historically, every rank one is this quiet, no one knows much about guy. Do you think that that's like that's cool, or do you wish that they would interact more and sort of like be more amongst the people?
No, I think that's cool. Though the current like actual rank 1 overall player is definitely not like that on O4, but the rank 1 EHP is the Abducted, who's a known player from OSRS, who's also just incredible player. Definitely look up to and admire his gains and his approach to the game. Hope that he keeps playing. He hasn't been playing too much the last couple of weeks, but maybe he's just
Which player? What?
traveling
Who
or
hasn't
something.
been playing? I'm sorry.
The Inducted, have you heard of him?
The adopted, inducted. I've heard that name. Yes.
Yeah, the Inducted. He played a OSRS free to play level 3 and did some like insane comp records, and I mean his account was pretty
Do
well
you know
progressed.
Avatar Evan?
Yeah. He's grinding away on O4. He's right on my tail on the HP leaderboards.
I remember the day he made it. He had a gentleman that he was just giving the iron ore to because like he was just mining it and handing it off. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he's stage now on there.
Yeah, he's top page. I think he's top 5 maybe. Like he's pretty high. Like he's going for max, so he's
Wow.
high total level.
Is there an active like this is sort of these are my questions now, sort of. Is there like an active Discord for this for Lost City?
Well, there's a skilling clan called Crandor, which I'm a member of, and that is kind of like the high level skilling clan of
What are the
Forescape.
requirements?
What are the requirements? I think it's top 50. I think we made it top 50 EHP rank, which is I think maybe around like 12 or 1300 last I checked.
Did you ever like just in terms of the way the game has gone and things have gone, was this sort of like a really happy present when this was dropped? Like I know I'm gonna have all his links in the bottom here of this video when we're done, but he's been putting out some really cool Forescape content, and I just like what did you think of the moment it came out? Were you into it immediately, or was it?
Yeah, I was locked and loaded from day one, and I was aware of the project for at least like a year or two before it went
Ooh,
into beta. So I spent like a lot of time just researching the game because I'd never read through all of the old update posts from back then. I didn't really know
who
like
are the creators of the game itself? I'm not personally. I don't know a lot of names.
the main person who runs the project and hosts the servers is named Pizzazz, who is not someone I'd ever heard of before this, but the person who put me onto it was Tanner Dino, who is a was a free to play Iron Man skiller and became
Long
one of
term
the
skiller.
primary, yeah, really progressed account and became
It's
one of
nice
the
to it's
developers
nice to have
for O4.
people with experience running things. You know what I mean? Like people that know what they're doing and they can make a better game and sort of not even that, just they know integrity. You know what I mean? That's a big thing.
Yeah, I would say that their implementation and enforcement of the game rules is like 50% of what makes me love the game. The other 50% is the fact that it's actually 2004 RuneScape, and it's very accurate. It's not perfect, but it's about as accurate as it can be.
Do you
Um,
play that '01 Classic at all? There's like some new project dropped. It's like it's Preservation Scape or something it's called. It's like an '01 server. Have you heard of that at all or played it at all?
yeah, yeah. So I think the project there is called OpenRSC, and they host a few different
My apologies for
servers.
misnaming if I did.
Oh, yeah, the website is rsc.vet, and they host like a few different flavors. So one of them is just like RuneScape Classic Preservation, which is just the same thing as '04, but for RuneScape Classic. So basically, it's like 2003 Scape. And I actually have played that for I think like 1 or 2 thousand hours, mostly AFK'd combat on there. But yeah, I was playing that a few years ago. It's pretty fun. And they also have a 2001 Scape, so that's like early RuneScape Classic, and it's kind of their best effort recreation because there's not a lot of information about all the details, but it's about as accurate as
Would
they
you
can
play
get it.
2010 Scape?
2010 Scape?
Would a theoretical game mode that dropped the day Dungeoneering dropped?
Um, I would prefer anywhere between 2004 and 2007 pre-GE.
Got you.
Those are my ideal
Classic. Keep it
years.
classic.
But I
I
played a
like
lot
it.
during that time. Like that was when like 2010 to 2012 was when I was playing the most and when I did like most of my 99s for the first time when I was maxing back then. And that was good times still. I had a lot of fun.
If you're anything like I was, were the latter half of the 2010s disappointing to you? Like I was disappointed in the way they took the direction of RS3.
Wait, you said latter half of 2010s, RS3?
Yeah, like once things really started getting like, okay, well, this is I don't even know how to play this anymore. I was upset. Were you like was it like something as a person who's been playing the game, like it was sentimental to me. This game's always been something that's been important to me, but like are you sad by what it became or are you happy for what we have now?
Yeah, I guess once I was deep in OSRS by like 2014 or 2015, I didn't really think about RS3 as much, I don't think. I guess it's kind of the same with '04. Like it has helped me not be as hung up on what OSRs could have been and like being disappointed about the direction and stuff. Because now I have a game that is what I want.
It's the
Um,
best feeling, man.
yeah, but it is like it is kind of sad still to see the state of RS3. But they've actually made some pretty dramatic changes recently to RS3, like removing the microtransactions for XP gain and removing a lot of the
Oh, good.
dailies, which is huge.
That's wait, you can't go on and fucking somebody that has more money than me could just buy his way through and you can't do that now?
No, I don't think that you can use IRL money to gain any XP in game anymore, as far as I
I wish
know.
they'd make a separate high scores. If they'd make a restarted game, would you consider playing an account on that?
I I still think that RS3 has a lot of other problems. I don't really like that most skills are like a million plus XP an hour. Like it's kind of busted.
Explain some of the methods because I'm not familiar and I'd like to be like for examples.
I'm not really familiar either. I might be just talking out my ass, but I think I've heard people
we
say
both
that
don't we both don't even know.
I think I've heard that the slowest skill is maybe like 3 or 500K an hour in pay to play, like if you're going for 200 mil all.
Oh God.
So, and a lot of
I
skills
don't
are
like
over a mil
that.
an hour. I think
I
it's maybe
like
4K up for
I
200
like
mil all.
slow. I like slow, believe it or not. Despite what people may say, I like things to stay slow. Like if you could for me, if I could have it my way, nothing would be over 60k XP an hour. Do you think rates in this game are ridiculous?
Yeah, I mean, even OSRS has gone up a lot. Like it's like 3 times as fast as it was on release, I
What's the
think.
biggest like gasp for you? Like which skill is like, oh my gosh. You look at it when you start or you look at it now.
Hmm. I guess maybe rune crafting. Like, you could use runners in the past and do lavas in the past, so it could have been faster than Abyss, but without alting, that was totally not worth it unless you just got lucky at the duel arena or something. So
I think
RC going
in
from
terms of
25K
EXP as
to
well,
300K and then whatever it is now, which is
it
lower,
was
but still.
remember in it was October of 2015. They raised it to 27K XP an hour, and there were some people that were bitching because they were having a hard time getting 25.
Yeah, they have to get good, get their HK scripts in line.
Oh my God, the clacking of keys, ASD, 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 ASD. Oh my God, my fingers still hurt. This was a question as well. You had a wrist injury, and how are you recovering now? This was something asked through the questions.
Yeah, so it's been about 3 years since I started having chronic wrist pain. And the first like 1 to 2 years was pretty bad, and I was pretty debilitated. Like couldn't even work full time for a while, and was just AFKing flesh crawlers and couldn't do anything more than that. So that sucked. I was pretty depressed and uh, just had to kind of like I was going to physical therapy. It just was a very slow recovery for a while. But the past year has been a lot better, and I've actually
Good.
made some significant progress. And I'm going to the gym again, and I'm like able to do things like fire making or fletching, like stringing bows on here is a lot of APM. Can't do it all day. Still have to pace myself, but yeah, I'm seeing the light at the end of
You
the tunnel
tried
now.
any
Finally.
sleeves? Have you tried any like compression sleeves or like stuff like that while playing?
No, I haven't tried that. I wear like a wrist brace when I'm sleeping so that I don't like sleep in a bad position because that can really trigger it.
Try it out. I don't know if you ever heard this lore on my end or not, but I used to put like a sock, like I'd take a sock and I'd cut the back part off of it, like on a pair of like tight socks, and I'd put that over my wrist and it gave the tendons and everything, it gave it that like it just felt it took the aching. It's this if it's anything like I was going through, it was just like this aching feeling that started from in the wrist and then it hit right in the center of my palm and it was just there all the time. And I started with the compressions. Should really look into those. They have them like gaming like compression sleeves. See if maybe that would help you out in that way. That would be cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll take a look. Basically, whenever I have an idea, I bring it to my physical therapist and ask her what she thinks about it because she's really good
Sweet.
and she's been dealing with these type of injuries for like decades. So I'll see what she says. She thinks it's
Be cool.
real shit.
People are curious, they were curious about because I didn't know you had the RSI, right? I wasn't aware that you had that, but it's good to know that you're able to push beyond it and keep playing. um
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't totally give up on the game. Still progressed the account as much as I could at the time.
where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? You've been around for phew, what, 13 years now. Where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing in the next few years? If you could make it, if you could have it your way, what's the next couple what's the long term looking like for your plans right now?
Well, hopefully just the same as what I'm doing now. Hopefully O4 doesn't go anywhere. Well, it's going to turn into O5, so I'll be playing O5. Um, Want to keep progressing the free-to-play UAM. Probably will be locked into like a very long-term grind on the free-to-play UAM of combats and smithing, um, which I'm kind of looking forward to. And just working on playing macro efficiently on O4 Escape, basically. And maybe get a few more 200 mils on the main account gradually.
So who who would you say on the UIM now? A lot of these guys don't know some of the goats that exist in the free to play UIM community. Who are some of the people that you kind of look at and just say, "Damn, that's a pretty great account coming along." As a top free to play UIM, who are some others that you would shout out?
Definitely. I mean, the two that are ahead of me are Min Level Skilla and 5N, both really good players. Min Level Skilla has been playing since free to play came out and has never stopped. and he doesn't play crazy hours anymore, but he's just
What
so
rank are
consistent
you
that
in
he's.
your game mode? I apologize. What rank are you in your game mode on there?
I'm rank 3 EHP.
Oh, jeez. I'm sitting here talking to someone I'm more bigger than I even know. So you're rank 3 now with those guys.
Yeah,
Damn.
and I think at current pace, I might pass mid-level Skilla like a few years from now, but he's also level 3, so if he ever got a separate EHP rate set for his game mode, he'd probably gain another like 1 or 2k EHP. So that would put me another year or so away.
How many EHP do you have into that game?
I passed 13k a couple weeks ago.
Wow. So you would say how many hours if you could think of it, how many hours would you say you've put into RuneScape like old like okay, double question. How many hours have you put into old school? How many hours did you put into RS3 if you know?
I'm trying to think. I could check. I
Yeah,
think I have something
take your
like
time. It's a lot of numbers.
I think I have maybe like 300 or so days, maybe 400 days on RS3, pretty much entirely from pre EOC,
Oh
but a
my
little bit
God, that's a
post.
snack. Now,
Yeah,
that's a
it's
snack.
like it's a drop in the bucket.
I don't
uh,
remember the last time I got less than a 4K email, but they give you those year in the year of emails, whatever.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
What what records out there turned your nose on? What any sort of records from main game mode? Okay, what record from main game mode has recently impressed you, if any, from old school, like a temple record? Anything that you saw that caught your eye?
uh, Honestly, there's so many. Like the players these days are crazy, and they just keep pushing the envelope further and further. So I don't really look at records that closely, so I really would only see them if somebody I follow like retweeted a record or something. But I mean, all of the gathering records are insane. A lot of the other records are insane. Um, Shout out to Dukami. Still, I think he still has the Thieving Week, doesn't he? It's like a 10-year-old record or something. That one's
Yeah,
epic.
yes, he
Um,
does.
that's crazy to me that has stood the test of time. I remember when he did it, like seeing him typing in Texas CC and stuff while he was doing it. Um, yeah. Personally, I've never been a big records player. I did go for a few when I was playing my main back then, but and they were like decent, but nothing special by today's standards, especially.
Oh, sorry, I was having trouble with my microphone there. As we noticed earlier, I had it muted for a second. I've been muting it when he talks. I have to get a better setup. We almost weren't able to do the projects, but we figured it out, and it seems to be going well so far. Um, sleep schedule. Do you are you a polyphasic sleeper, or are you just like a standard? Do you have like a when you go to bed, when you go up?
Yeah, no, I just go to bed at like usually around midnight, get up at like 8 to 9. I feel like I need a lot of sleep, maybe more than some people. Like even
Sleep is
seven
good for you,
hours.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
7 hours is usually not enough for me for like long term.
No, I do that polyphasic sleeping that we talked about.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
cool. If I was
remember
single, maybe I would.
I don't have to tell you about AJ. You know AJ.
Oh
I
yeah.
learned that off him many years ago.
Yeah, I
The
remember there
whole
was kind of like a sort of a buzz around that in the skilling community for a little while because
you
people are
remember
like,
that?
yeah, I remember trying it a little bit. And I remember a lot of people are like, what if we could be like
You
sleeping
gotta be
3 hours a
neat. You
day or
gotta
some
like
shit?
not have a job. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, dude. If I wasn't a fucking bum and I had a job, I wouldn't be able to like take a nap for 4 hours here and then take a nap for 4 hours there. Like it's literally like it's something you need to have complete free time. But
Yeah, it's
out
also
here,
like really hard to adjust to, and some people are just better, like more predisposed to sleeping well than others. And I tend to sleep poorly and have a hard time falling asleep and staying asleep and stuff. So I think if you're like that, it makes it even harder to try to get onto a schedule like that because you have to be able to fall asleep quickly.
ooh, I was sent a question while we're talking. I'm gonna read this off. if no one has asked yet, and you find the time to squeeze in and ask, what thoughts on the current state of the HLC versus the way it was in the past?
In some ways it's the same, in some ways it's different, I guess. Um, I think it has still kind of the same amount of like somewhat toxic people who like enjoy the drama and the conflict, and then a similar amount of people who kind of avoid that stuff and just focus on their gains or whatever and aren't as like social. Um, People are older for the most part. Like this community does age. It's not attracting
Yeah,
younger people.
we all are getting old at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely within a generation for the most part. So it'd be interesting to see what that means for the long-term future of the game. Um, but yeah, I mean the caliber of skillers now, like in terms of records, is pretty insane. Like they're always pushing the envelope. Um, I feel like there's maybe less attention and incentive around like long-term consistent players because the game has been out so long that you won't really stand out by doing that unless you've been doing it since the beginning, basically, or since like quite a long time ago. Um, but I don't know. There's great skillers now. There's great skillers 10, 20 years ago. I think there always will be.
Oh, did I ever tell you how I met Ginge Bino?
I don't think so.
I was running laps in May of 2015. Um, in the same week, I met him and Jebram. Now, I didn't know Peter DePaul. I asked him what his agility level was. And in 2015, if you asked Ginge what his agility level was, and then a month later got recruited to Hexus, you were gonna get ragged on, man. Like, and I did hard. But you remember when him and the Hexus team speak of 2014 and 15, man. Like, ah, that
Yeah,
was a
it was a
different
different
time.
time.
Yeah,
Definitely
yes, exactly. We are not reading a prompt here. We're in the same page.
a lot of like 17 to 21-year-old kids playing RuneScape all day and just
It was good fun. It was honest fun. There was no degrading each other. There was, you know what I mean? That like nowadays it just seems like there's a lot of good, but there's just toxicity that doesn't need to exist. But people are bored.
I think that was true back then too. I mean, there was a lot of like toxicity and bullying and stuff that happened
Thing is, it
then.
was about the game back then. It wasn't like personal stuff. It seems like people are going for, like back then it used to be like, oh, this guy's shit because he's on a bad week. Now people are judgmental. It's just a very different, the community's different now, man.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
good parts about it, but like you got to admit, it's like it's a whole it's so different now, man. Like I don't
Yeah.
know how you feel about it. Just kind of voicing my opinions, but
I think you
I
just
like
gotta
it
find
back
the
then
good
better.
and avoid the bad.
That's the main thing we'll say about that there. Find the people you enjoy skilling with. Find the people you can talk about your ideas and they don't put you down. Who are some people like you said, Ginge and Trickle, but anybody of late? Any do you have like a you don't have to name anybody or anything, but like do you have like a couple people that you're close with that you talk grind about?
Um,
Or
well,
are you just a solo roller?
yeah, I feel like I am not as social of a player as I used to be. Maybe, I don't know, like I think I get a bit overwhelmed by the amount of people that type to me in game, especially on O4. So in some ways it kind of drains my battery to the point where I'm less social in general, but I definitely like type and I'm a bit active in the Crandor Discord, which is the skilling clan for O4. So that's probably the people
Oh
who
yeah.
I talk to the most about skilling, and also like free to play skillers as well. Like I'm still active there too.
We can give links and sites to or links and names to this stuff in the bio with a clan and stuff like that. I definitely want to put people on out there because there might be one person like what is that we said before we went record? You said if we could put if you could put one person to play an 04 escape, you'd be happy with that. So that's
Yeah, totally. It's
leave
always
something
nice to
in the
see new
comments if
players.
this if you get to this point in the video, leave a comment if this made you want to play 04 escape, or if it want if maybe made you want to play more in general. That's sort of what sort of what me and Autumnology had planned today is to make a video. We had planned to do it live, but we decided to get together and just do it privately and have a better recording done. So hopefully the audio and hopefully people are enjoying this far in. Be sure to, like I said, look in the bio. I'm gonna have different links to different the games we're talking about. Back to some questions here. Did you see anything about Dragon Wilds?
I saw like a little bit on Twitter. That was pretty much it. I never tried it and I didn't really watch
You
it.
gotta watch this video. It's called Firecape Playthrough on Dragon Wilds. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You can have your own. You can judge your opinion once you watch it.
Yeah, sure. I'm always looking for shit to watch while I'm gaming.
I loved it. I was like, it's different. It's like, uh, y- I'll let you experience it. It's different, but it's cool. I thought it was cool. Everybody, like, you know how people are, they'll compare a game like, oh, it's just like this game, that game, you know. Would you say was there any other MMOs that you ever like were you ever a world I know we talked about other games and stuff in general, but like did they ever was it ever like oh I think I'm gonna play WoW and then you just didn't, or was it just never a thing you wanted to do? Because I was showed WoW and RuneScape on the same day.
I was aware of WoW as a kid, but you couldn't play for free, so that was kind of a non-starter for me. But I actually
Yeah,
did play classic WoW when it
mom
came
at the
out.
time,
What was that?
$15 for a membership at the time. My mom wouldn't even entertain that idea.
Yeah, it was steep.
Were you limited to how much you were able to play when you were younger?
Yeah, as a kid, my brother and I were only allowed to play, I think first for like an hour each, and then eventually we got
Oh
my
my
mom to let us
God.
play for an
Put you
hour
in
and a
an
half.
hour?
Yeah. So usually we would like take our turns on the computer back to back and we'd watch the other one. Like we'd sit next to each other while we played. Those are fun
If
times.
it's anything like it was for me and my little brother, those are like my fondest memories of just yapping about how we would fight obby creatures. Like did you guys do clue scrolls or anything?
Yeah, I definitely did. We were free to play for the first year, and then my dad got us membership, and yeah, I was like doing Slayer and training whatever. I was a total noob, but yeah. And my brother was mostly PKing, and he like bought it a bunch of strength levels and stuff.
Oh, your brother was using bots.
Yeah,
Oh no.
he was a total cheater. He didn't want to actually play the game. He just liked to PK.
I hope you don't talk to him anymore. No, I'm just kidding. I know I cut people off. No, I have. I'm like people have their stories on everybody, but believe it or not, my biggest problem is cheaters. I just I don't know how like this game is an achievement. It's a personal achievement. It's something you're working on. And to cheat, it's like I don't know. I just have a low opinion on what's your opinion on just people like that?
Yeah, I always criticized him for it, and I never cheated myself. And I think he was hiding it from my dad. And when my dad found out, I think he
Oh
canceled his
no.
membership.
Oh, he went right for the knees.
Yeah, my
Was
dad
that your
is
older brother?
yeah, he's a little bit older than me.
Oh no, he was trying to corrupt you to do it too, probably. My we used to 76K trick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember when you could stand there and get in the fire zone or whatever?
I think my brother did that. I don't know if I ever did, but I remember the
Oh my
strategy.
God, did you ever have those stay ups at night where you just talked RuneScape?
We used to like probably when we were like a bit younger, we would like pretend to play RuneScape outside, like in our backyard. We made like an abyssal whip out of a piece of rope, and like my dad had a scroll saw in the basement, so we cut out some wood to shape like a scimitar and shit. That was epic.
Well, you got to try the kitchen knife and an egg whisk for the whip, because that's what the whisk sound goes. It goes when you
That's
swing it,
genius.
dude. Oh my! I thought I was the only. Did you have any friends in school that you met because of the game?
No, not really. It wasn't really a thing much at my school, honestly, which is
Uh,
surprising.
I met a bunch of dudes throwing pieces of paper on the ground with letters written on them, like as teletabs. Like,
That's
just
funny.
simple stuff back then that was like this game helped me. I don't know. Has it has it been something that you feel has like been a good part of your life, or sort of something where it's like shit, like I fucked up my wrist a bit. Like, would you consider it all in all just been a good journey so far, and looking forward to the future?
Yeah, it's always something that I've loved and I look forward to doing like every day still. Like it's kind of crazy to me that still I pretty much feel the same way about the game that I did when I was a kid. It's like I was just always
It
excited and
is a
looking forward to
wild.
logging on. It just hasn't really changed. So if it still brings me joy and I'm still able to find balance with other things in my life, then yeah, I don't really have any regrets.
Did you play Pokemon?
A little bit as a kid. I had Pokemon Red and maybe I may have played like a little bit of Sapphire or something on the Game Boy Advance. But
So you were
not
more.
like a hardcore player by any
How
means.
old are you?
I'm 29.
29. So you're only a couple years behind me. Yeah. So I think it was more like the Pokemon era, sort of moved to more of like the everybody had a home PC by that point.
Yeah,
You
we played
know,
like a
it
lot
just
of
started
Flash
becoming.
games too, in addition to RuneScape. That was like our main gaming console was the family computer. Because
Remember the sound of it dialing up, the fucking loud crackling, and I don't know if you had dial up or not.
I don't think we did when I was really using the computer. I think that was a little bit before my time. Because I would have been
Yeah,
getting into using the
no, you
computer in
nailed it.
probably like maybe like 2004-ish is probably when my brother and I first started playing games on the computer.
So what year was RuneScape?
We started RuneScape in 2005, and
Wow, you're a whole year ahead of me.
we're already
That's
on
awesome.
the like Flash game sites. Like we found it on Miniclip, so we've been
Did
playing
you
on the
find it
computer.
through friends, like forums, or like, was it like recommended online, or anything like at the time? How did you find out about it? Like friends or like
We,
people IRL or?
we found it on Miniclip. Like it was the front page of Miniclip when we were just going there for Flash games, and my brother tried it out and then told me I should make an account, and then I did. And then we couldn't figure out the tutorial for a while. Came back after a little bit, started actually playing.
Yeah, it's something a friend of mine showed me at the time. He's like, I found this game, I've been playing it, and showed me on the computer, and that was that.
It was just so much cooler than anything else you could just load up and play in your browser. It was like miles ahead. It was awesome.
It's still awesome. I don't like Debbie Downer type people,
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
like people that just complain about the game. Like people. There's a difference between having integrity and standards and not liking things getting devalued. Sort of what I see as on an outside looking at, like at being a somebody that respects you. I see it more as like I'm not gonna lie. I used to just be like annoyed about seeing you bitch on Twitter. Like
Yeah,
that was
I don't blame
like,
people for feeling that way.
and there was a lot of there's been people that said that too. Now, when I look back on it, I just see a guy trying to fight for things to not get fucked. Like,
Yeah, I mean
that's how
it
I
was
feel
coming
about
from a
it.
good place. It was coming from just caring about the game a lot and not wanting it to change so much from what I knew and love. But I think my approach to it was often misguided, and I think really only in more recent years have I tried to take a step back from that, not
You
be
were
quite
young.
so. Yeah, my brain wasn't fully developed, I guess, but
The things
definitely
that
posted
happen
a lot
to
of rage
everyone.
bait in the past.
I mean, it's not like we're not here to give biology or science lessons to people, physical lessons to people, but like any mentality that you have at 22, it's going to be different when you're 29.
Yep.
Like, is there anything that maybe in the past is there anything you just accepted that you didn't want to accept at all back then, or is there just nah?
Yeah,
Like for example, an update that you used to think, "Fuck, this is ridiculous," and you kind of just like time went on and you eased up on it. Anything like that?
uh, I'm not sure if I've really like genuinely changed my opinion on many updates, but I think I've like changed my mindset towards OSRS, and I've kind of made my peace with what it is now, and it doesn't make me want to like go type on Twitter as much as it used to whenever I see an update that I think is kind of dumb. But I
You've
guess
been having great traction with your O4 videos, man. Really, really cool stuff. It's really cool to see numbers like that.
yeah, thanks. I mean, it feels nice to just be making videos about a game that I genuinely love and don't really have many complaints about. It's very
12,
refreshing for me
12
as
years
well.
later. 12 years later.
Yeah, we back, baby.
That's what I'm saying. That's if he's anything like some people, everybody has that person that motivated them, and like I said, like Autumn for me was that guy. Like I watched I don't know if you remember the name Bonesaw,
Oh
PK
yeah,
Bones.
I used to watch him.
Remember you remember the video? It was called 1 mil per hour double nature runes.
I remember he
I don't
got accused of botting, and I think Randalicious has a video of him PKing Bonesaw at Edge Wilderness.
Well, good if it's true that good that he got banned. But the thing is I was a PKer, and when I saw that video, I was like, you can make 1 mil an hour. My whole life, like everything changed. And then I'm looking at skilling content, RuneScape skilling, and then this channel pops up, and it's this dude who he's just like so soft spoken. It was just what he was. It was what you were doing. It was like I could watch Alkin and kind of hear about big dicks the whole time. Basically, back then is what you'd hear. Or I had this guy on YouTube that I was telling my friends about at the time, like, and they're like, "Well, who is it?" And blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Check out his videos. You got to check it." And I watched every one of them, man. Like that was my like my music, if you will, because this was a year after they were released. This like I got onto skilling, and I got onto skilling in terms of like started doing double nature runes in like May of 2014, and by May of 2015 I was a full on like putting in like hours where like Randy messaged me and had me to join Hexus at the time. But like your videos, those videos, which are they still on your YouTube channel
Yeah, most of them are still
from
up, I
way back
think.
when? What's the name of that series if I link you when I link your YouTube so people can kind of navigate?
It'd probably be main progress is what I called it. That was just my maxing series back in 2014, 2015. I think
It
it's
was
all on a
very
playlist,
impactful for
so
some of us, man.
it's a lot of yapping and me as a teenager. But yeah, it's still out there. That's very cool to hear
It,
that like I helped motivate you to get into skilling. It's
yeah, yeah,
humbling for
man,
sure.
100%. Like, like I said, I admitted it out loud. I used to be like, "Oh my God, the bitching on," but the respect has always been there. And now looking back, it's like I said, I see it as like somebody that was flying the flag. You know, like you have your guys out there nowadays that they have a lot to say, and they would. I kind of jokingly say like they're like wannabe automelodies. Like I see people posting lukewarm takes, right? And it's like they're just trying to stir up. You were genuinely you were genuinely trying to be reasonable, and you know that's the thing that's different from like just complaining and bitching than there is to actually looking at it from an integrity side of things.
Yeah, I definitely tried. I mean, I think that if I had a do-over, I certainly would do things very differently. I don't
Like
really,
what?
I don't think that I would, I don't know. I feel like a lot of my content generated a lot of negativity and toxicity towards Jagex and also towards myself, and just kind of like a negative spiral during that
The
time
early
period.
20s, dude. The life in the early 20s. Actually, this is something, let's touch on this a little bit. Let's be like helpers too here as old men now and tell a lot of the people that are in their early 20s that will be watching this that like it gets better. Like
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
the way you feel about something now, like the way you might not like this about yourself, or that you might not give yourself a chance to learn and grow. Like give yourself a chance. You're young yet. Things change. Opinions change.
yeah. And I
What's
think alongside that, it's important to
yeah, add to that.
try to think from the perspective of other people before you immediately, like, don't always trust your knee-jerk reaction. Try to take a step back and think from the perspective of whoever you're attacking or about to attack or whatever. And also don't judge someone by their past self necessarily, because people can change. And I think criticizing people who have changed their perspective is maybe an automatic reaction, but as kind of the opposite of what you should do. I think it's good to encourage people who are reflective and think back and might want to see things differently or have changed their mind about certain things. Like, that's, I guess, ultimately what you probably want to see is, if you think someone has a bad opinion about something, that you hope that they might change with time, but usually they won't change by just attacking them right now. People need to reflect and come to things in their own way. So just seeing people as humans, not necessarily seeing them as just their opinions about the video game, that kind of thing, I think can go a long way. Basically just empathy.
It's hard to explain that to the younger guys that are like our age then now.
Yeah, I think that that's not something that everyone can really totally do. I don't think I was capable of it very effectively when I was younger, and still it's something that takes active effort for me to do. I don't think I always do that. I think sometimes I still let my automatic reaction take
It's
control.
a pride thing. It's like a I have to be right
Yeah, yeah.
versus someone else's opinion thing. Like what I found as I get older is the biggest thing you need to work on, that I like as I'm saying that I need to work on as a person is like, and what a lot of people should think of as they get older is like being judgmental your whole life, not giving a chance, not giving people a chance, not giving different things a chance. You can live closed minded like that, or you can take advantage of life and enjoy it, and like I'm guilty of this a lot myself. I'll think the worst of things sometimes. I'll jump right to, oh, this could be, this person's doing this, so this must mean that they're this. I have like this big thing about competition in me in this game. I don't know if you've ever been. I know. Well, I can't say if you've ever been in competition. You're rank 3. You know that feeling that like you want it to be legitimate. You want to know that the people you're playing against are legitimate.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's nothing I dislike more than hearing stories about, so somebody did this. It's like you're going for a record. Why would you go and like, you know, it just doesn't make sense. Like a record and stuff to me anyway is something that you would think is like a personal achievement, right? Like water
Yeah,
break.
who
Drink
knows?
water, everybody. Have a water break.
That's a good idea.
Oh,
But
we
yeah,
haven't shut the fuck up for 2 hours or an hour and whatever it's been.
yeah, we're at an hour and a half now on the recording.
If you're here and you're a skiller and you made it to this point in the video, type the word coconut. Type- ah, What's your thoughts on water?
Love water, my drink of choice. I don't drink much
It's
else,
so good.
especially cold water with ice.
I drink it lukewarm, but I pretend it's ice cream. I pretend it's an ice cream sundae or a root beer float. I just tell myself that it's not this bland, tasteless liquid that I pump into my body all day long.
That's the power of the imagination right there.
It's just like everything flows. Like it sounds so cringe, but like your body is a filter. You have to take like what would you say that taking care of yourself and keeping it because I would 100% like what do you think a person should be if they want to be able to work and they want to be able to game and they want to what would you recommend what would you recommend to them as a just in life
Do you mean like
someone that's trying to better themselves if somebody's trying to better themselves and they want to start tomorrow what would you say to them?
develop routines? For me, it's all about leaning on routines to sustain my life. Thing because that takes the mental load off, and it's just like I'm gonna do this thing at this time, like I always do, and it's familiar, get it done, and you don't. It doesn't take mental energy really. That's the key for me. But everybody's different. Like for me, routines are familiar and comfortable and easy. For some people, they're like suffocating. So I don't know.
I think everybody has the potential to be good to have good and bad attributes
Yeah,
and it's it's what you do when you're in a position of influence. That's the big thing. Like someone in your position, when you say something, a lot of people will see and hear it. So it's like you want
yeah,
to be that.
it can be
I
overwhelming.
just that positivity. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. Just like keeping it progressive. You know, like
Yeah,
people need to think that way.
not that I get like a huge amount of viewership compared to a lot of people, but I still sometimes feel like I get more than I should, and like I sometimes it can be
I mean,
overwhelming
not
for me,
to
and like I
glaze,
have to
not
sort
to
of,
glaze too much, buddy. Not to glaze you too much, buddy. But like, I am on the like to see some to get 20K views on a video is to me it's like you earned it. You've been around for so long, you've earned that. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever think it's not. Don't ever think it's more than it should be. It's exactly what it should be.
yeah, well, it's nice that I have like I feel like my viewer base at this point is like a pretty chill and positive community. Like there was a period of time where I got a lot of hate on YouTube, but that's like ancient history now. So it's nice to just have like a pretty supportive and chill community to share my rambling whatever with. But yeah,
Do you miss the Hex podcasts?
yeah, those are fun. I would definitely participate again, but I don't want to be
I
the
think
organizer.
I think that some skillers should get together in Hexus and just put together a video. Why not? Like just I think it would do like I think it would do so much for for the clan you're in. Like what do you think? Like do you think like a video presence helps a clan? Like
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's something that anybody can just throw on and listen to. It's asynchronous, and it's like it's a way to publicize the thoughts and opinions and mentality of the members of the clan. So, yeah, I'm always a I'm always pro any podcasts for RuneScape. I try to listen to pretty much any that I come across, at least
that's what
related
I'm
to
trying to
skilling.
find out. I want to let people know that we are so low tech that the poor bastard I'm interviewing right now has to record this video and send it to me.
Yeah, so
So
hopefully I can send it to you. I have to figure out how
that's
to do it.
awesome. That's the yeah, it's gonna be a part of the fun.
Hopefully the
Um,
audio is okay. I think my mic might pick up a bit more than it would have on a Discord call because it's like recording directly into
I've been
OBS.
muting my mic every time I'm done speaking. I've been muting my mic. I don't know if you've noticed that you haven't
Oh
heard
yeah,
yourself.
actually, yeah, that's huge actually because
I've
if
been doing that. I've been doing that in between clicking the already knife for the last hour and a half now.
that's beast. Yeah, actually, because I'm recording, that makes a big difference because they would have gotten the echo otherwise. But like if you were
There's
recording,
going
it
to
would have been
be echo
fine.
for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's no big deal.
We will probably lose our viewer base within the first 10 minutes. Now, I'm hoping people take the time to make it beyond the bad microphone section. I apologize for that. I need to work on getting a headset, but I'm a broke meat. What kind of headset do you use? What kind of gear do you got going on?
I have a separate mic and headphones, so I have like a mic that's on an arm attached to my desk, and then I have a pair of headphones that I use, and also I have speakers that I actually use more often these days.
What kind of keyboard?
I have a crazy Ergo keyboard. It's called ZSA Moonlander. It's like a two-piece keyboard with keys that are arranged in columns instead of rows, because that's like more ergonomic, I guess. And I also have it like you can. It's called tenting, where you have it like tilted up at an angle with like basically like a pillar on one side, so that it's angled outwards. It's like a more natural wrist position. So I've gone pretty hard into like trying to
Go
make
for
my
you.
setup ergo to help with the wrist.
And it's definitely gone a long way. Do you
Yeah,
have
I
like
mean,
a gaming chair that you've seen my crazy freaking setups over the years?
yeah, your current one is like you're kind of like leaning
This is
against
the
a
coup de
pillow,
grace.
right?
This is the coup de grace of the degenerate setups that I've put together out there. But do you have like a gaming chair?
I have a Herman Miller chair that I've had for probably like 5 or 6 years now, and still exactly the same as when I first bought it. They're good products.
I lied and said my chair was Herman Miller. I, I had people asking, so I fucked around and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a Herman Miller. It's a cheap fucking." Okay, first of all, when I got it in the mail, it was in a little compressed bag, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" Well, this big ass freaking thing popped out of the bag. I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, I was impressed, and it's been so comfortable. Like, you talk
Is it
like
like fully a chair? I kind of thought you were sitting on
it's a
like a
backrest
flat.
with arms. It's a backrest with
Okay, yeah,
arms.
yeah.
Um, yeah, type of thing. So
You've
it's
been kind of like an armchair
you
gamer
can,
for a
can you
while,
see
right?
this without it screwing up our video? Can you see me without it screwing up our video?
Yeah, yeah. It's not on the
Hold on a
recording
second.
unless you want me to put it on. I could try to, but
No, 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 you don't have to do that, but it's like an arm and back chair where
oh
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
I sit is like I have a black and mild going, but the way I sit is I always smoke black and milds during interviews. Well, I'm sitting
I don't
and
even know what
it,
that
it's just
is.
like it's just comfy. I like to be able to move positions and like, you know what I mean. Sorry for the underwear flash there. Good thing we didn't have the vid now. So like, would you say I would say the most important thing beyond exercise and beyond it is comfort, ergonomics.
Yeah, definitely. You got to get like at least the basic ergonomics setup if you want to do any kind of higher APM stuff or just be playing a lot of hours, I think. And also just getting
I'm
older
a
will
consistent
change
player
things.
type of thing.
What would you say?
I said I'm more of like a consistent, like sort of long term mentality type of player, while also sort of doesn't mean like being micro macro. Like I'm I'm micro macro. Like I'll think of what's going on at the moment and do what I'm doing, but I also try to think of the future. But I try to just stay in the moment because if you let your head, I don't know if it's ever been like this for you when you get like goal overloaded, I call it, where it's
Yeah.
like you just want this to happen, that to happen, you got to just trust the process.
Yeah, you can't get too ahead of yourself with goals because I think that will often cause people to burn out if they set themselves a pretty lofty goal and they get pretty excited about it, but they get a bit too, I don't know. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but I see it happen a lot of
I
times
know
where,
I've been through this personally. I'll make it. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then it bites me in the ass. I've learned to just keep it reasonable and
yeah,
don't say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, because life changes. Were there any sort of big like life changes, like moves, like did you have to move at all or anything like that over your years of gaming? Besides just growing up, obviously, but like in your adult life, have you ever had to like move around a lot or like
Yeah, I probably moved like maybe four-ish, 4 or 5 times since like moving to college away from home.
do you work from home? Like you don't have to go into much detail, but like do you work from home?
Yeah, I do for the most part. Sometimes I have to go in, but
What do you do if you don't mind me asking? Just sort of general reference.
I work in tech generally.
Cool. Cool. Would you advise that type of work? Like, this was something you'd recommend to get involved into
I
the
don't know if I
field?
would anymore. Definitely would in the past, but yeah, it's changed from
You
what I
think like
understand.
AI
So
is like
yeah,
obvious?
AI has changed things. I think it's a lot harder to find a job, especially if you're like a new graduate. So I don't know. I don't know if I would do it again, but I'm pretty content with where my career has taken me.
I want to farm rice.
I think if I had to switch careers, I'd be like I don't know, mechanic or plumber, maybe like an electrician.
Plumbing work is fun. It sucks, but it's heavy lifting toilets and shit. But it's cool. I wish I could know anything about cars. Do you know anything about cars or vehicles?
I've always loved cars. I've never really worked on cars. I don't have that much technical knowledge, but yeah, for a long time as a kid, I wanted to become an auto mechanic actually. I went into computer stuff instead.
I can basic maintenance, keep an oil change going, and basic stuff like that. Sort of one of those things where it's a foreign language to me, man. I've had people ask questions about like, is there any other things in your life that you could like hobbies? Like, what other hobbies besides working out and gaming do you have? Any other sort of decompresses, yoga, music, like therapy? Like, is there anything that you go to that's sort of your thing?
I've always loved music for as long as I can remember. So that's something that I mean, oftentimes it goes alongside RuneScape is listening to music, but I really enjoy like collecting and categorizing and archiving music and putting together. Like I have a lot of playlists that I have been adding to for like a
On your
decade.
YouTube channel?
Mostly on Spotify, but if I can't find things on Spotify, I'll add it to similar playlists on YouTube.
I will be linking that as well now that I know that. We're gonna put all the links that you want linked and of the such. Um,
Yeah, and I got into DJing a few years ago. Like I have a little DJ controller at home, so I put out a few mixes on my second channel, and I haven't pulled it out in a bit, but I like to just pull it out every once in a while now that I like understand the basics of DJing. And
we
whenever I
should
have
do a
like,
set list.
yeah, I should do another one soon. It's been kind of a while.
We could call it like like the skiller sets, the RuneScape grind. I don't know. I always think of goofy like ways to make people game, man. Like that instead of going like you and I could both go on Twitter right now and say some nonsense and get a bunch of drama kicked up. It's like you get in those positions where it's like you want to put out good. Like doing a playlist or making a video or doing an interview. Like use use what you have for good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. I mean, ultimately, it feels better to be putting positive things that people enjoy out into the world than just like complaining or being mean or spreading negativity. So that's something that I try to keep in mind and focus more on as I get older.
I deflect it as if it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's the best you can do is just not
I,
give
I
attention
pretend
to
as if
negativity.
it could be right there. It could be right there screaming in your face, right? And you just don't pay attention to it because there's always good in bad. And when you put yourself out there, you're gonna have both.
Yep, you can't avoid the haters, and you're always going to have, no matter no matter what you post, somebody will dislike you. So you can never please everybody as much as you might want to.
What would you say to somebody to close off here? What would you tell a player right now that's kind of confused, doesn't know what they want to do? What's just some small advice, some closing advice to give to someone right now that might watch this video who's never heard of you or me and wants to get onto it? What would you say?
I'll just think about what you enjoy in the game. Don't feel like you have to follow a certain path just because it's what other people do. Find what you enjoy in the game and just do that.
So that for me in automology is about the equivalent of a yap, as we like to call it.
One metric yap.
Yeah, a skilling yap. Um, we were gonna be live, so like at this point we would have asked questions, but like, is there anything else you'd like to news or anything that you'd like to throw out there about the game or anything before we close out?
Not much. I think there was one thing that I saw some people commenting. Maybe this is just a little bit of addressing the haters, but people was commenting about me finishing 200 all in 2.5 to 4 years or something. It seems like this has become a new copy
Oh,
pasta or
I didn't
something.
ask. I didn't ask because I saw like three of the same, like something about 2 point, like you just said.
Yeah,
It
I'm
this
happy to
game is
address it.
famous. The haters in this game have been famously unique, but at the same time doing the same crap over the last several years. It's kind of like you got to sort of step over them, if that makes sense. You just sort of, oh, they're doing that. Okay, let's go and do what we're doing. Like, just stay out of it. Stay out of it. You're
Well,
not 20. If you're a 30-year-old man like us, think of the positives. Look around you, realize, life is good, and there's always something. There's a niche in the game for everyone. That's what the really the main thing I wanted to put across with this video is that there's a niche for everybody, and it's a
yeah, for
great game.
sure. What I would
So
say to those players is I don't think that I will complete 200 Bilal in that time frame. And honestly, I don't remember if I ever claimed that I would in that time frame, but if I did, then yeah, I have no time frame at all for 200 Bilal, but it might happen.
he told me he's gonna do it in 2 years. No,
But yeah, I think the
you have to play like, I don't know if you feel this way or not, but like you have to just like look at the day, but think of the year. You know what I mean? Like just like take it on a very small breath, but realize that you got to keep breathing.
yeah, you can make a lot of progress over time by just logging in and doing the same thing every day, even if, and then whatever it is, it will add up.
I gained almost 500k thieving XP, 400k thieving XP. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think I gained
You end
like
up What did you end
600k
up
fire
with
making
on?
or something.
Oh shit. It was a productive session
Yeah, I'm
for both of
almost
us.
almost at a
Good.
level here.
I tell you what though, it has been difficult moving the mouse to the mute back to the night back to, but we are getting a headset after this. So if anybody that hears this, fucking we will try to have a headset for the next video, but the quality should be good because we have it on his end. So
Yeah,
if there's
hopefully.
not anything else you'd like to say, I think I've pretty much said all I could say before I just run out of breath. So
Yeah,
for
well, let's call it.
myself, thank you so much for being a part of the video. I really look forward to putting you on to some of the skillers in the community that I have going, and just keeping it about the progression, man. So
Yeah, and thanks for having me on. Thanks for putting this together. I think it's
appreciate it.
always cool to just hear skilling yapping. That's a lot of the content I like to watch on YouTube. So
I
it's nice to be a
enjoy
part of it.
likewise. Right back at you. So that's all for me. That's all from you. I hope you guys enjoy the Grindcast, and I look forward to future episodes.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.